Little video today to show you the end of the renovation of the winter garden. Finally, we got the furnitures, we got the plants, we got everything, and it looks more or less what it needs to look to me, actually. We're gonna go and see. Oh, actually, we just received also the planters, the caisse à oranger, which is like a Versailles, a model from Versailles. There is different brands who do it. There is one, the major one is called Jardin du Roi Soleil. That's the one you can see in the garden in the orangerie of Versailles, and they always have like the date. They were the moment they were like built. So here usually you have like in the cast iron part like the date numbers, but they are like very expensive, and I kind of find like very good ones. The builders in France is a very good guy. He's called Saint-Allemand. I will write the reference later for you. It's very good. You need to be a bit patient, but what I wanted for it is the structure to be cast iron, because most of the caisse à oranger you find are always with wood, and it doesn't go well through the years. This is cast iron, so it's going to stay for centuries, I guess. The only thing that is wood is this part, and you know, like for this kind of planters, this part can be removed to cut the roots of the oranger that they used before. We put some laurels inside. I love them, but I think they are too big. They are too big for the facade, so I'm waiting now to recycle them for somewhere else and to find like one that is high like this, because I find it real too big compared to the facades and the doors. Allez, let's go inside. Welcome, here we are. So you saw the structure and all the treillage on the previous video. Now we finished a bit the organization with the furniture, the pots, the table, and the plants, of course. So I'm going to show you a little bit how we did it. For the plants, actually, we realized it was not enough light for the plants to grow, so we had to hide some fake LED lights. I mean, you can obviously see it. You have like 4 over there. I don't know if you see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the same on the other side is LED. They need to be like strong power. They need to be for plants growing, and it's really helping if you have it just on top. It's not heating, so it's cold light, so it's completely fine to have it stick on the ceiling. We put it a bit everywhere, so this 8 LED to stimulate a bit the plants, for the plants to grow. After, you're going to have a little tour of the plants with Dan, which is a specialist with all the plants in Dampierre. But so far I put like a bust that I love, a marble one. It has like a bit of imperfection, of course, because it's very old and it was probably in a garden. So you have probably like the damage of the rain on it. You have this incredible pot I love from the 17th, or actually it's more like 18th century, is wood and carved. I really like this one, and we put jasmine in it. And also, yes, I love to every time I put a plant, to put a different plant on the bottom. As you see here, we put like different little plants there. Here also with this ficus lirata, we put little plants on the bottom. Dan will tell you all about like which plants it is. Here, orange tree is on the way. It didn't arrive yet, but it's going to be more or less like this volume. It's going to be just the last plants to arrive. This is the pots I love. Is Vase d'Anduze. Anduze is a city in the south of France. And you have plenty of brands, if you look online, who sell that kind of pots. But this one I really like because it's a bit used, a bit damaged, and I really like that way. Here we have a little bench that I found in Italy. I really like this one because it's metal, of course, but I like the fact that it's very simple, and you just have like the perfect like drawing of the lines, and I really like this one. And it's going to be a new cushion arriving hopefully soon. I wasn't sure about like what kind of design I wanted for it, but probably like just a simple color, maybe like a green, maybe a deeper green, and maybe I just wanted a little line in black, like this, doing a little loop on the corners. Just like this, a line. Let's see, I'm not completely sure yet. Here is planters from Massier. Massier is a 19th century very famous person artist who did this kind of planters, very typical of the 19th century. Actually, if you go to Champ de Bataille, Jacques Garcia organized a full room with this. I have one, he had 1,000. But I like it when it's kind of alone like this. Here I received just a statue that I liked. I found it on the auction too. I like the statue. I didn't really know what it was, and then I received the statue, and I received the missing head that was supposed to go on top of it. So it's actually like the Virgin, the Maria. I think I kind of want to keep it like this because I didn't want it to look too religious in here, and I found the head could be a bit too much. So I think I'm going to leave it like this, and I will let the head somewhere else. Yeah, this I love. It's just something I found is a little ram head with the horn, the spiral horn that are really nice, and you put it on the floor and you put the pot on it, and I find it cute. It looks better when it's like this. And here I found so many like pots in close to my house in Paris in a gallery called De Beaulieu. I will put the link also if you have the chance to come to Paris close to Pigalle in the 9th arrondissement. You have this place. The guy is very famous and successful florist. He's taking care of all the fashion shows and the fashion world is very famous. And he's literally like next door to my house. And he just opened like a gallery where he sells like big plants and a lot of pots. So if you visit Paris, you must go there because it's only like unique little selection. So it was like this incredible one from Monaco. It's Fayence de Monaco because it was done in Monaco in the 20s. And I like it because it's kind of classic but a bit naive in a way, and I find it very nice and colorful. There's this one that I love in this spot that is very nice. And this little one also I love. You can put like in a table center and you have like little loop like this here. And he was in the park actually, Vase Médicis, which is super traditional in France to have this kind of a cast iron one. And I recycled them here. I didn't want to repaint it. I find it pretty nice to have it like this, a bit old. And there is my less maintenance tree of the park that I find cute because it's metal. And I find it in De Beaulieu also in the same place. About the organization, it was a bit complicated to see. I mean, like the plants needs to be a bit on the around. So this, I think it's good now. I'm pretty happy with it. We organize like little corners, which is like cute. But I also wanted to have like a dinner table or even better like a breakfast table. So we put a table here. The table is very simple. I need to put like a tablecloth, maybe like a velvet, something pretty deep, and I will put very, very simple with nothing. And but so far it's kind of temporary. The chairs too. These chairs are nice. They are with this fabric. I fixed it myself, so it's not perfect, but it looks pretty good from here. It's a fabric from sewn called Royal Fern, and it's a fabric that is a British company, and that does a very British style fabric. I find it cute. About the organization of the rooms, here I like the table that way because there is a buffet behind where you have like the console where you can put for now is more like to show like flowers, and we can even cut the flowers if you want to do some bouquet. But it can also be the buffet for the breakfast in the morning. So the table made sense to be here. So there is like a little corner here with the table, the buffet, and I like it. And over there it was a bit more complicated because maybe in front of the fireplace I wanted to put a sofa and to be seated in front of the sofa and have a fire during the winter days. But in the same time, I don't think it's a good idea to put too much, to use too much this fireplace because I don't think the plants likes the smoke. but I decided not to put a very comfortable area in front of the fire. We have this in the cottage in front. I wanted something a bit more for reading. You can just sit here, have a tea on these chairs that I love from Mobilier de Grotte, from Mathieu Lustrerie, that I bought there. And that was more my idea. So I put it here because it's not so easy. If this one I put it there, it looks a bit pretty good, but then the bench, if I put it here, it looks too empty, and this bench is actually nice when it's against the wall. So this is the configuration I decided. So far I'm happy with it. Let's see when I use it how it goes. We put a bit of music in here so we can listen to music. And yes, I just received, I'm so happy. I just received like the cutlery I want to use for here is you know, like very like typical and for a winter garden. I find it pretty cute to have it like this. And what do you think? You know, like this is bamboo, it's real bamboo. It definitely doesn't go on the washing machine. But this I found it in Paris. There is a brand called Sabre, and they do that kind of cutlery that I find nice. And I think it look good when I'm gonna do like lunch and dinner here. It's gonna look good.
So here to decorate the walls, we bought a lot of star jasmine. This is this one. And actually, because we were a bit impatient, we bought like a huge one, which had 3 main stems. And then we cut it in 3, which was a bit scary because we were not sure with the roots if they were going to survive. But it looks amazing because, as you can see, we have like, we could use each single branch to put it and attach it to the wall. So instead of buying like a small one and waiting for it to grow, we had like the immediate result, which is something that Anthony loves. And actually, we think it's doing fine. It's been here for 2 weeks, and so far it's producing flowers. And I have a little theory for this, I'm not sure, but there's Wisteria, the one with the beautiful purple flowers, and this one can sometimes be a bit difficult to make flower, to make it produce flowers. So what they do sometimes is they take a shovel and they cut the roots to kind of stress it, and then it produces flowers. So I'm thinking that maybe the flowers are just a little reaction to stress, but we'll see. So far it's doing fine. It's not hanging down, so I think it looks good. Then we put a lot of ferns down to create the volume. Here we have a protea. The variety is called Little Prince. And this one, it's very small now, but this is a typical plant from South Africa. And they produce beautiful, huge flowers. And as you can see, we have one ready here. This one, I think, is not gonna make it, probably because of some stress from the transportation. But this is very exciting. Then over here we have a Kentia, some more ferns. This one is a Ficus elastica, which is variegated, which means that in some parts it doesn't produce the pigment. And actually, it's supposed to become a little pink, but I think you can see it over here, but it's not as bright so far. Then we have, because this is typical for a winter garden, the citrus fruits. We have a normal lemon over here, and over here we have a kumquat, which still has some fruit, which is actually nice because so far it's quite green. And this one is like, it's not a flower, but it's a touch of color that really stays for a very long time. Then here is the other part of the star jasmine. Imagine it was like a huge pot like this, and we used like a saw to cut the roots. But yeah, it's doing fine. Here you can see even more flowers actually. This one is producing a lot. Then actually every plant we try to cover with like I think this is pilea, to kind of hide the dirt and to make it more lush. Then this one is fake. It's a fake palm tree. We have some pitcher plants. As you can see, this beautiful metal palm tree has some fruits, but you don't really see them. So it's nice to hang this one a bit lower, so it kind of creates the idea that there's fruits. But actually it's a pitcher plant. which is a carnivorous plant from the rainforest. It kind of lives in tree where there's not a lot of nutrients. So we found an idea to get the nitrogen, for example, by eating insects. It attracts them inside, then it traps them, and then it will release the enzymes to digest and actually eat it. Then here we have our little orchid collection. It's very small so far, but we can start with the Maxillaria tenifloria. This is a orchid that will produce a very tiny flower, but it produces a scent of coconut, which is very nice next to this one. Then here, this was a beautiful orange one, but as you can see, it's already faded. This usually happens when you buy an orchid, you put it inside the house, the temperature is different, the lighting condition is different, so they kind of stress out and drop their flowers, but we will make it reflower for sure. The next addition to the orchid collection will be a vanilla, because actually the vanilla that we use in the food and all comes from an orchid, and it's a climbing orchid. So it will produce quite a fine vine that goes up, that climbs quite fast. It will attach itself a little bit to the wood, and we can even guide it to make nice patterns. And then it produces the flowers once a year, and then you have to manually fertilize it. So, and then you can get a vanilla bean. But it might take like 5 or 6 years before it produces the first flower. But this will be the next addition. Then what else do we have? Here's another one of the coconut orchids. This one, also same story, it's losing the flowers, but you can still see one over here. And actually it kind of has a flower that looks like a ballerina. You can see the little skirt, and then it's like going up, very cute. And this is a little bulb from an orchid that I got because I was working in Chateau, the castle of Jacques Garcia. And then I worked in the orchid garden there, and the head gardener was so kind to gift me this when I left. And you can see these are 2 bulbs. These are the nutrients. And then from here, it's already producing a stem. So I'm very excited about this one. Then here we have a Kentia, the palm tree that is actually real. Then we have a Ficus lyrata, which used to be in Anthony's clinic, but it was very sad there, as you can see, with all the brown spots. So we're giving it a second home here. This branch is like completely healthy, so I have a lot of hope for this one. We replanted it. Also, we put some plants here in the bottom also to cover it, as we also did over there in the metal palm tree. And then I have good hopes this one will survive for sure. And then to end, another volume of ferns.
Hope you enjoyed this video with the decision I made about the interior. This pavilion is done, so if you have suggestions, just give me the little ones. Don't make me do everything again.